Ladies and gentlemen, welcome out to the second episode of the Fusionators podcast. We are joined by the one and only Xavier Destalis, and we are going to be
A
talking
great
about
American penis.
the one and only. We're going to be talking about Black Ops Cold War. We've got a load of points that we want to go over. So, yeah, we're just going to get straight into this. Firstly, want to get the opinions on the Black Ops Cold War trailer. What are your opinions?
My opinion, I think the trailer itself actually looks kind of interesting. I will give them that credit. I think that they're trying too hard though, because if you remember, the events of Black Ops 1 were actually like towards the end of it, they were supposedly getting into the Cold War
Right.
at the end of Black Ops 1. And so I think they've kind of run out of ideas because let's be honest, Black Ops 3's campaign was
Not great.
it was absolutely trash. I mean, I enjoyed the gameplay of it. I enjoyed the story itself, but it shouldn't have been a Black Ops game. It should have
No.
been something else. It should have been something completely different. Putting that game as Black Ops, it made no sense. And I feel like they're like, okay, well, 3 sucked. Nobody liked it. The few people that did like it even say that it really shouldn't have been Black Ops. So let's just go back. Let's press the rewind button. Let's forget everything that happened with David Mason. Let's just bring back the Cold War thing. Let's go back to the tried and true America versus Russia. Huh. It's like they've run out of original fucking concepts. It really is.
Yeah.
Because I can't come up with an idea that's different than America versus Russia. You know what? At this point, I would be relieved just to see America versus China. Oh, wait, they're never going to do that against China, are they?
Yeah. In my opinion, in terms of talking of the trailer, I think it looks good. It looks interesting.
No.
Talking of the campaign one is.
Yeah.
It does look good. It looks like a solid Black Ops Cold War game. It looks solid.
I mean,
better than Black Ops 3. I'd say maybe no.
that's a bit like saying I could throw a rock further than this 2-year-old. Let's be honest.
Yeah. But I don't know if I don't know if I would say it's on par with Black Ops 1, but I definitely say it's good. It looks good and it looks interesting, so I'm excited for it.
They're never going to top the numbers. It's that simple.
Yeah, no, exactly.
It's just not going to happen. I think that the production of that trailer, though, I have to give credit to the people that actually created it. It is really well done.
Yeah.
It's got just enough action and just enough little clips of information here and there to make you think, wait, what? What's this? You know Woods is in it. You know Hudson's in it. Where the fuck is Alex Mason? Just going to ask that question. But beyond that, I mean, you can see some of the characters, and then I also have to say the character detail on Reagan, perfect. They did that very well. And when you're talking about they had to extrapolate that from old films from like the 1980s and 90s, that's pretty impressive that they were able to animate that man's face.
No, exactly.
So
yeah, I mean, like you said, the characters they do look very good.
oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
Well, and it's one thing I'll give Activision credit for is that they can design a character.
Oh,
They
yeah.
can't make them lovable, but they can design a fucking character. Yeah, I mean, they keep trying to shove characters down our fucking throats. They tried to. I don't remember who is that one that Chris Slater played in 3. I don't even remember, but the basically the guy who ended up becoming the bad guy.
Right.
They tried to make us love to hate him, and it was like I like that guy as an actor, but his character, I don't know. No, they wanted you to feel a sense of I've killed this man who betrayed my country type thing, and I killed him, and I was like, oh, so that's how that happened. The other thing that really bothers me about this though is how much they're trying to shove it down our throats.
Yeah.
I've noticed this, and this completely comes down to marketing practices, and this is part of why I'm nervous about the new Cold War. They are advertising this in so many arenas right now. They're online. They've got commercials on television. They've got radio spot. They have a radio spot for a video game. What?
Really?
Yes, I heard a radio spot on a local radio station
Wow.
not too very long ago. So what the fuck? And it was literally just something along the lines of, "Are you ready to end the Cold War?" And then sounds of gunfire, and then that part from the end of the trailer
Right,
where
yeah.
Reagan says, "Give him whatever he wants." By the way, who's that new fucking guy? Anyway,
Oh, that ad, like, oh yeah, no. I guess a brand new character that we've never seen before, I guess.
basically, we figured out now that Hudson is a whore and didn't stay committed to Alex Mason.
Oh man. Okay, so I want your opinions on the zombies side. The zombies trailer, the gameplay, the fact that we're going to be seeing Knocked for a fourth time, the perks and score streaks, and the fact that there could be a Bible ending as well.
Overall, my overall feel of the upcoming zombies is I'm not enthusiastic at
Right.
all. It's for a myriad of reasons. Do we have 6 years so I can talk about all of this?
Sure.
Just
Go ahead.
asking.
Yep.
All right, cool. So, all right, so I'm gonna start with the first thing that really makes me nervous about the zombies mode. When they put out the reveal trailer, they didn't put out just the reveal trailer. They put out a talking trailer where they tried to explain to us why we're supposed to love this. Why it's going to be the greatest zombies experience ever. I can't do a Donald Trump impression. Um they they wanted to try and make you love this game that they then showed you 2 minutes and what was it, 2 minutes 17 seconds, I think,
Yeah, something
of
like that.
of edited videos and voice clips for that are going to be included in the story mode of zombies, and tried to make you love it and then tried to explain to you afterwards why you should love it. That bothers me. That bothers me a lot because let me explain to you something. Black Ops 2, they put out a reveal trailer. It was just transit. It was you in transit. That was all it was. They let the gameplay do the talking. They let the video do the talking. They said nada. With this game, it's please, please, I'll fucking suck your cock. I'll just buy it, play it, please. That really bothers me. That tells me that you're not confident that this game is going to be so good that we'll advertise it for you. You ever notice the greatest games don't ever pay for advertising because we know about them already? We talk about them. I mean, look at Among Us, right?
Yeah.
Among Us came up out of nowhere. Nobody had ever heard of it. And then suddenly a couple of different YouTubers figured out, hey, this game's actually pretty cool. Did a stream on it. Suddenly everybody's played it. Not everybody, obviously, because Mr. Fusionators here still hasn't. But, everybody's played it. Everybody's like, yeah, that is a pretty interesting concept. Mind you, that game blew up as they were about to release the second one.
Yeah.
Whoops. But the marketing for this, for the zombies mode, really, really bothers me because I don't trust that it's actually going to be a good game. Now, the reuse of Noct. Oh my god. I actually do enjoy Noct on Toten, but not enough to have it again.
4
I mean,
times.
seriously, 4 fucking times. Exactly how many times are you trying to fuck that pooch? Stop it. It's dead already. Literally.
Yeah.
Or undead? Anyway. The fact is though is that Nocturne on Toten has been in this game. Now, you could make the argument about, well, yes, but they're trying to show the continuation of the storyline and everything else. Yeah, they could do that with bringing in some new things. D Machina, I'm actually kind of interested in. I will
Yeah.
agree. I think that looks pretty cool from what I've seen of it so far. But then they're like, we're going to bring back Nocturne on Toten. And I'm like, why?
Yeah. No, exactly.
I've
Yeah.
beaten that one. I've played that one. Oh, great. So now I'm going to have Cold War zombies in Nocturne on Toten, which means I can actually escape. Huh? Okay. Why? I mean, if you're going to bring back one, bring back Rust. Bring back Dome.
Yeah.
Do those. Those I'd be okay with coming back. They need. There are some great, great revisions of them on Black Ops 3 Workshop. But I think we could all agree having an updated one for this game would be fantastic.
Oh yeah.
It's never going to happen because Blizzard.
Yeah. No,
But
exactly.
and we're not even going to get me started on Blizzard. But if you're going to bring back any old maps, those are the maps to bring back. I mean, you could make the argument for Kino as well, and I'm sure some of the viewers are going to say, "Well, what about Kino? Kino's fantastic."
Right.
I love Kino. Kino is actually one of my favorite maps. It's dead. Leave it the fuck in the past.
Yeah.
It's been done 3 times now. Kino was in Black Ops 1, it was redone for Black Ops 3, and then they went back and they redid it again. So, it's been done. It's good. It can stay there.
Yeah. No,
No
exactly.
worries. So, and I say 3 times, technically it's only 2 games it's actually been in, but the reason I say 3 times is because halfway through, the life of BO3, they remastered it
Yeah.
for some reason. Um, the perks and the score streaks, and that to me, that tells me that they're trying to make zombies as big a juggernaut as multiplayer is. Because as much as I don't like multiplayer, and I'm gonna say it, Sean. I'm gonna say it.
What's he gonna
The
say?
fact is, multiplayer, Call of Duty multiplayer is the John Madden of FPS. They hand you the same fucking game every few years. That admittedly they don't do it nearly as fast as EA Sports does, but it is. And yet
Yeah.
everybody still plays it. Fine, whatever. You guys like it? That's fantastic. I'm happy for you. But now they're trying to drag all of those players over. They're, hey, come over here. Stop killing each other for 5 minutes. Come kill these things for us instead, and tell us how great these are. If it was that great, we would come over by ourselves.
Yeah. No, exactly. Yeah.
That's what drew me. I started out BO1 playing multiplayer, rage quit, honestly, after getting my ass kicked. And I was like, what the fuck is zombies anyway? I never played this before. Go over to play it. Like, fuck me, this is badass, dude.
Yeah.
You know, it's if the gameplay's there, people will move over naturally. But them trying to it's them trying to shoehorn it into the damn thing, and it's not that different from multiplayer. You have score streaks. You could use the battle pass system, which I'm going to get to in a minute.
Oh yeah.
You could use the battle pass system, and you can bring all your progression over to this. And it's like, that tells me you're really not confident that the OG zombies players and the new ones just coming into it are going to love this, because you're trying to sweeten the deal too much.
Yeah. But what I have noticed is that the score streaks, they use that in Modern Warfare 3's survival mode. So I think what they're trying to do is they're trying to mash those two together in order to make like a zombies mode.
But a zombies campaign, which failed horribly with 3,
Oh
let's be
yeah.
honest. And that's the other thing that really makes me nervous, is that they had the Black Ops 3. I don't even remember what it was called now, but it was basically the alternative campaign mode, which had zombies in it.
Right.
And I thought it was an interesting concept, but overall it was shit. It was just garbage.
Exactly. No, it sounds exciting, but
It sounded exciting
yeah,
then too, though. I
yeah,
mean,
no,
it's like,
exactly, yeah.
I was like, "Oh, that's gonna be badass," it's gonna have an actual campaign. And then I got into it, and I'm like, "This is
Terrible.
this is the campaign in different steps with
Yeah.
different voiceovers. This is shit. What the fuck is this?"
Yeah, no, it wasn't
Like,
great.
it was really crap. I
Yeah.
mean, and that's another thing that genuinely worries me about the upcoming zombies, is because they're saying it's going to have a definitive storyline. Why? We've never had a storyline before. I mean, we have stories, we have the lore of the series, we have the lore of zombies.
Yeah.
We never had a story. Not, at least not in game. Everything was told behind the scenes in comics, stuff like that, little Easter eggs you could find, stuff
Yeah.
like that. why are you shoehorning a story into this? It's zombies.
No, exactly, yeah.
Leave it alone. If something isn't broken, stop trying to fix it. Right now, it's pretty broken because you fuckers did BO4 zombies.
I
And I
can
think
tell
we
there's
can.
going to be a few triggered people now because I do know a few people that like Black Ops 4 zombies and woohoo.
I'm going to say this outright about BO4 zombies. If you like it, you're wrong, first of all. Second of all, I'm going to say outright, I think that they again had an interesting concept for it, trying to bring the battle royale style into zombies. However, I also see it for what it is, a naked cash grab. They were trying to capitalize on the battle royale style of gameplay that was taking over at that point. I mean, you got to realize that game came out at the peak of Apex Legends, Fortnite, PUBG, and what was that other one that came out at that point? I forget the name of. There was another battle royale game running around at that point too, and I forget what the name was.
No.
That's all they were doing. That's why Warzone came out when it did. BO4 came out when it did because Activision realized we're losing a shit ton of money on this battle royale stuff.
Yeah.
Our next game needs to be battle royale, guys. We're not playing with this. We have to get out there. We have to take some of that money away from Epic and all these other studios because otherwise the next Black Ops game may be Call of Duty Homeless in a Box.
Yeah,
So,
in terms of talking the battle royale, I do have to give credit where it's due. Warzone, in my opinion, has done really good
I mean,
in terms of battle royale, and of course, there's going to be another battle royale in Black Ops Cold War, which supposedly is going to be on the same engine. It's going to be very similar to Warzone.
I look. I'm gonna rephrase everything though that I just said. If you enjoyed Black Ops 4, congratulations. I'm glad you enjoyed it. Overall, though, this is a fact. Looking at the numbers, it sucked.
Yeah,
Nobody liked it. It had the lowest playing hours of any zombies mode. That's abysmal. That shouldn't have been possible because let's be honest, for console players who didn't get access to custom maps via Steam, all they had was the original zombies maps for Black Ops 3. And BO4 did worse.
yeah.
That's horrible.
No, exactly. Yeah,
So it's yeah. My opinion is with the zombies, they could only go up, but I'm afraid they're still going to keep going down because
yeah.
those knee pads haven't quite broken yet.
It's the thing. I will say that there were there was supposedly one or two good maps on Black Ops 4, but wasn't really that good, and that it kind of worries me about Black Ops Cold War. Um, what was it? D Machine? I think that was the name of it.
Machina.
Yeah,
Yep.
that was it. It in my opinion, it looks interesting. When
Oh
you
yeah.
when what it looks interesting, but we're gonna get into a very quick another point that I'm gonna very quickly thank Voidstorm in the Discord for. He's asked about, he wants to know your opinions on the weapon system, because this is one thing that worries me. You're
So
not
starting with the ARs and SMGs and stuff
yeah,
like that.
yeah. You're not starting off with a pistol. You go in straight in with assault rifles, SMGs, all that kind of stuff. There, it seems to feel like there's going to be less progression in a way.
We used to have a name for players who started out with ARs and SMGs and stuff like that back in the Black Ops 1 days. You know what we called them?
What's that?
Hackers.
Yeah,
You get a pistol. You have a fucking pistol. Do what you can. You don't get to run around. Oh, I brought my big gun from this big old battle I was in. Why is there a zombie? No, fuck you. No, give them a fucking pistol. This is the core of zombies. You start out, you have nothing.
yeah.
Nada, zip, zilch. You barely have a penis attached to you anymore. Okay. And then you're supposed to go, and not only are you supposed to buy all these guns, you're also supposed to find your penis and balls because otherwise you're going to die by round 5. Period. It's just
Yeah.
that simple. So them bringing out that you're going to be able to transfer your, and again, this is going to get into the battle pass, which I promise you I'm holding back on for the moment. But you're going to be able to bring over all of your classes from the multiplayer side over to the zombie side, and you can have all your guns and all your skins and everything else. You're going to hot drop in. That's something else they said. Right into the action. Have your weapon. Be able to get straight into it without having to run around collecting points and opening doors. This is zombies. You start out with a pistol and 500 points.
Yeah.
If you're solo, you grab the quick revive on the wall. Beyond that, that's all you got.
Yeah, pretty much.
You use your knife and your pistol until you get enough points to buy that crappy ass Olympia or the crappy ass what's the
M14.
Viper? No. I was fast forwarding to BO3.
Oh right. The Shiva.
Yeah, the Shiva. Thank you. Or the crappy Shiva on the wall. And then you started branching out. You started opening doors. You started running around. There was no fucking mission. You went where the fuck you went in the map. You survived as long as you could. That was it. Now, I'm sure some people are going to be like, you're just down on it because it's not the way it was before. No, I'm down on it because of the fact that they're trying to make it into something else.
Yeah.
They're trying to turn it into another thing that was already successful. And if there's anything we've learned in gaming the past decade, is that merging games doesn't work. It doesn't make for a good game because everybody's like, we can tell this is from multiplayer and this is from campaign and this is from some dog eating peanut butter and going, and that's it. Stop doing that. If it's not broken, don't fix it. Zombies was not broken before 3. So go back to 2. Maybe not Transit, because as much as I love Transit, and I know you love Transit, Sean, and I'm assuming most of the viewers love Transit, it's been done. Come up with something original and put it out there with the old style. Come up with something original.
Yeah.
Not Die Maschine, not which I mean, Die Maschine is kind of original. I'll give them that. It kind of,
Yeah,
because it has been out, but kind of original. Knock Their Own Totem, not original at all. You came out with that, Jesus, what, 10 years ago now?
Yeah,
something like that. Yeah, it's not a new map.
Longer than that, actually.
Yeah, it's
World War came out 2007, 2008, I think.
Honestly, you know what? They're doing so much. I just had this thought. They're doing so much trying to shove the multiplayer aspects into zombies. Why not bring some of the maps over? Look,
Yeah.
I mean, we've already had Nuketown brought over, and love it or hate it, Nuketown is a fantastic map on any mode.
Yeah.
But there are more maps than Nuketown too. I mean, hell, what about there was there was one in the streets of Pakistan for 2. I can't remember the name of the map now, but that would be an interesting map to throw into a zombies mode. I mean, if you can't come up with an original location,
I think the map might have been Turbine. I think I'm not entirely sure.
That might be it. That might be it. I mean, you know, there's also, all right, how about Launch from BO1? That would be interesting. Although they kind of did that, kinda, but it wasn't quite the same map. But I mean, if you can't come up with an original idea, bring some of the old multiplayer maps. I mean, go back to the old Modern Warfare and bring some of the multiplayer maps over into zombies from that. Come up with something new, for fuck's sake.
Yeah.
I mean, Jesus, I could go. You know what? I could get on my phone right now. I could probably find a Google Street View of some town in southern Austria that I could then turn around and say, let's be honest, this is Activision, one of the biggest companies in gaming. Call them up and say, hey, we're going to pay you, you know, an X amount of money for us to use your location as a custom map location for our zombies mode.
Yeah.
It's Austria, which is pretty close to Germany. Obviously. Everybody confuses it for some reason. I say everybody in America, because we're good at geography. But, you know, do that and then turn that town into a zombies map, because that would be something interesting. At least then you've got something that looks new, something that looks fresh.
Yeah.
And that's where my concern is for that. So the ARs and SMGs, I got way off on a tangent there, didn't I? The ARs and SMGs, I'm not a fan of.
No.
It's not It's not the way it used to be, and it's not, in my opinion, the way it should be, because it feels like you're giving the players too much to start with. It's too much. We want you to beat this mode,
Yeah.
so you can take your big guns that you have for multiplayer or that we gave you. You don't have to earn them.
Do you want to know the ironic thing though?
What's that?
They did the same with Black Ops 4.
I know, I've heard, but I
Yep.
didn't play very much of that. I jumped in one time and was like, "Yeah, fuck this
I
piece
mean,
of shit."
I played it a few times, but yeah, you could have like semi-auto like kind of assault rifles and whatnot,
Yeah.
or marksman rifles and stuff like that. I'm pretty sure you could have shotguns and maybe SMGs as well. I'm not entirely sure. But I knew you didn't have to start off with a pistol. The more you leveled up, the more you could start with or whatever. And they've made the same mistake this year.
The battle pass.
Yeah. They've done the same this year, and it's I don't know. I don't like it.
Yeah.
Because
I'm
again,
not a fan.
there's just no kind of sense of progression in terms of that way, in terms of actual gameplay.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, I've got nothing more to say on that. Do you?
I'm gonna say this as my final piece about the weapons. We're all gonna miss the days in Kino where you started out with a pistol and you busted your ass to make it to that what was it? I think it was the M16 on the back wall in on the stage.
Yeah.
Just the moment you got there, you're like, yes, I got the good weapon now. Yes, you know. Unless, of course, you were a mystery box player, in which case you really are a masochist, aren't you?
I mean, and I knew on Black Ops 1 I would normally go for the MP40, which is
The MP40 was solid. The MP40 was solid, but I'm referring to those players that would go after the mystery box. They would grab 2 weapons, maybe 3 out of the mystery box, and then go running off. It's like,
yeah.
you need a wall weapon too if you're gonna, because ammo gets really it's a pain in the ass at the later levels. You need to have a way to refill your ammo without, I need a max ammo, motherfuckers. Bring me a max ammo. Stop trying to bite my cock. Bring me a max ammo.
Yeah. Okay, fourth point / question.
1 sec on that. That just brought up an opinion, an idea to me though.
Yep.
With if you're not having to buy weapons off the wall, if indeed you can't buy weapons off the wall, are they killing off the mystery box and you are going to run out of ammunition, or are they going to have supply points everywhere? I'm assuming it's going to be the same version of it that they had in BO4, but I didn't pay that much attention to that.
I think looking at the trailer, there was a mystery box, and I do think there are still wall weapons as well. Yeah. Because yeah, no, there's still a mystery box because of the wonder weapons. There was a huge blue weapon.
Yeah. No, which I wanted to see what that is too.
Yeah.
But that also kind of bothers me a little bit, because what's the point in bringing your own weapons if you're going to trade them all out anyway? I don't.
No, exactly. Yeah.
It seems to be like it really does seem to me like they're just shoehorning the multiplayer aspect in.
Yeah, no, it doesn't make any sense really.
Anyway, all right, sorry. Let's move on to the next point.
Okay. So what do you think would make a perfect zombies game mode? So maybe the maps, the gameplay style. I'll very quickly say what I've got to say. I don't see why they can't make something like Black Ops 1 or Black Ops 2. I guess one of the main issues is the fact that a lot of the guys that worked on Black Ops 1 and Black Ops 2 have left, and I feel like as if the creativity has definitely died down ever since they went. But even still, the lack of creativity is gone, and they need to regain it back. I don't know how they're gonna do it, but
I agree with the original zombies team having disappeared. Well, for various reasons. Some of them got let go, others just said "Nyeh," and left.
Yeah.
But I mean, it's hell. Even they've even let go of the original characters, which we might. I don't know if you don't care. I'm gonna go ahead and bring that up now.
Yeah, go ahead.
It getting rid of the original voice characters. Let's be honest. I love Richtofen. I do, and I know he's supposedly in this game, but he's not a playable character. But Tank Dempsey, Nikolai, come on, you can't move on without these two.
No.
Let's be honest. Besides Richtofen, Dempsey and Nikolai were the two biggest player favorites.
Yeah.
I forget the Japanese dude's name.
Takio.
Takio. Uh, Takio was always fun, and he has his own little crowd, but he was never one of the really like, yeah, love this guy. He's so funny, you know. Excuse me. They got rid of them, and I think that they got rid of them because they were here from the original days. They were here from when this was a creative adventure. Now it's moving in a different direction, and because it's moving in a different direction away from creative to a more of a repetitive adventure, they don't want to keep using the same characters because all they can do doing that is besmirch those characters and make them look bad.
Yeah.
So I can't really fault them for that, but it's still kind of depressing to know that we're never going to hear Dempsey, kick a zombie in the face and say, "Eat shit, ball bag," or whatever the fuck he would say. I I can't get nearly as angry as him, at least not as angry sounding.
Right.
So anyway, I I don't know. Perfect zombies game mode though. Honestly, I think there would be. I don't know that it would be perfect. All right. Now I'm a huge fan of the Dead Ops Arcade. I really love Dead Ops Arcade.
Yep.
Um, I think though, if you remember, there was a power up in that in which you could drive around in a little tank.
I don't entirely
On
remember, but
Yeah, there was a power up in Dead Ops Arcade where you could drive around in a little tank, and you were basically invincible. You could run around just blowing shit up.
right.
I think that would be something kind of cool to have. You could have a standard game mode, kind of like the old Black Ops 1, Black Ops 2 zombies era.
Right.
Um, and then have the Easter egg be that you're running around and you're trying to build this tank. You finally, if you get it done, and it can't be easy. But once you finally get it done, you get to run around for one level with it, and then it breaks down and dies, and that's it. I think that would be something really neat to bring in.
Yeah. Okay.
Make it difficult, make it hard enough that you're gonna have to get to round 20, 25 in that ballpark before you can get to it. But
Yeah.
put something like that into it. That would at least be original. Yeah, it might be seen as kind of a cheap thing, but it's one level. You get to skate through one level, and you get to look like a complete badass driving a tank through zombies. Come on.
Yeah. No,
Which
that
of us
sounds
which of
good.
us
Yeah.
hasn't dreamed of doing that at one point? So, I mean, honestly, I think that would be something very interesting that they could bring in. Whether or not they'll ever actually do it, I doubt it because it came from me and not them.
Yeah. Unfortunately. All right. Now here is your time to really shine. The Battle Pass and its return. Xavier, are you happy with it? Yes or no? And why?
Activision can suck my left nut. Battle Pass is garbage. Fuck you. And that's what I'm going to start with.
Okay.
The fact is, they keep saying to us that all of the post-launch content for this game is going to be free. Then if you look, there's a lot of little asterisks around, and if you go find out what those mean, it means as long as you purchase the Battle Pass. And now this is unconfirmed. I'm going to say that now, but supposedly they're thinking about making Battle Pass a subscription rather than a one-time purchase, which would be even fucking worse.
Yeah.
But they're saying that all this content is free as long as you pay for this other service. That's not free, dickhead, because there's no reason for the Battle Pass except for the content now. And you knew that. You fucking knew that because nobody liked the Battle Pass in the last game. I don't even think something like a few thousand actually bought the Battle Pass.
Yeah.
And now you're like, you could bring, let's again, sticking with zombies here. They're like, you could bring all your friends and we could bring everybody along, so nobody has to miss out on anything. You don't have to buy these maps or anything else. They're coming with the game. No, they're not. They're coming with the battle pass. You have to buy separately from the fucking game that you already spent $60 on.
Yeah.
No, that's not free, dickheads. That's free if you do the other thing for me. Give my balls a little tweak, and I'll give you these for free. You know, that's the no. Fuck you, and fuck your fucking battle pass. All right. The only point to the battle pass is so that way your um what's it called here? The progression from your other games gets saved and moved forward to the next game. All right. Now, I could understand that being something very interesting for those of you that are really hardcore into the multiplayer aspect. It has no business being in zombies whatsoever. It really fucking doesn't.
Right.
And on top of that, there hasn't been a single game that has ever come out that has been enriched by the battle pass. There have been a lot of companies that have been enriched by it,
Yeah.
but there hasn't been a single game that's been enriched by the battle pass. Is the ability to move your character, your progression forward cool? Absolutely. Is it necessary? No. Not if I have to pay for it. You look at Mass Effect, all right? Now I know this a little beyond you, Sean, I know, but you look at Mass Effect, you were able to bring your character forward to the next with all the choices, with everything you did, you were able to bring your character to the next game. How would you have felt if EA and BioWare had come out and said, we'll let you bring your character forward. Your Shepherd can come to the next game, but you got to pay us, which is surprising. It is EA, they didn't do this. It's surprising. But if they'd have said, we'll let you bring it forward, but you're going to have to pay $5.
No,
Fuck you.
that suck. Yeah, no, exactly.
That's garbage. That's the only reason for the battle pass to exist. Except now they've shoved these fucking maps into it, the all the post launch content, minus the Operator Woods. Battle pass. I understand your reasoning for wanting it. I really do, Activision. Stop it. If you're gonna offer the maps for free, offer the fucking maps for free. Don't attach it to the battle pass.
Yeah.
Let the battle pass let the battle pass do what it really needs to do. Fucking die in a field. It doesn't need to go on. There's no fucking reason for that at all unless you're really into keeping your prestige levels. And let's be honest, how many of us actually kind of look forward to that day when we're just going to start back over from zero? Just
No,
to prove we
exactly.
can
Yeah.
do it again.
Yeah.
I mean, honestly, it's complete crap. It really is.
Yeah.
And them them trying to shoehorn the battle pass into zombies honestly makes me sick. Because they're trying to leverage the zombies market into making the battle pass more successful.
The one thing I will say is if they had not made the DLCs kind of go into the battle pass, like if the DLCs and the battle pass were separate things, I wouldn't be as bothered. The fact that they've said that the DLCs are free so long as you buy the battle pass, that is, first off, not right, not fair, but it's also just lying.
Yeah. Look, honestly, when it comes to post-game launch, or post-launch content, rather, sorry. When it comes to post-launch content, I've actually been the type, I don't mind paying an extra, $10, $15 for a map pack. I think if you're charging that much for a skin pack, you're nuts. But $10, $15 for a map pack, a new map to play on, I think that's fairly reasonable, to be honest. The amount of production that goes into building this stuff after the game, absolutely. I understand that. And to be perfectly honest, and here's where it gets really insane. I'm bitching about all of this, but if they come out with enough maps, then the battle pass will actually be cheaper than the players paying for DLC content. So that's where it also makes me kind of look like a fucking madman. But it's the principle of the thing. It's going to be free if you pay for this. That's why I have an objection to it. If you said it's included with the battle pass, I'd have said, hey, you know what? That makes sense to me. I still hate the battle pass, but fine. But saying it's all free as long as you have the battle pass, that's the problem that I have.
Yeah, I mean, at least they would have been honest if if they said that
How
it
much
was.
even is the battle pass right now? Anyway, I forget.
Well, I'm not entirely sure, but the thing is, if
I meant to look that up yesterday, actually.
I know for Modern Warfare you have to, well, you don't have to buy each season, but if you want to have the battle pass each season, you got to buy it for, well, every season, and that's typically £8, I think, maybe.
That's a subscription, though.
Yeah.
Okay, so we've looked now. Apologize for the bit there. We were a little unprepared, but we have looked it up, and you're gonna have to buy the season pass for every season that these maps come out for. So now I'm assuming that if you pay for the battle pass for this particular season that this map came out, you don't have to renew it again. But again, that does mean that you're having to pay for the map. Now you're paying for a lot of stuff when you get it, but you are paying for the map. That's not free, Activision. Free means zero, not pay for this and you get this in return. Pay attention. Now, and the other thing that bothers me about this is it only going to be available for those that have the battle pass? Because if that's the case, you're going to exclude people who don't want the battle pass.
Yeah.
You need to make sure there is a way for those who are willing to spend. Maybe make a discount. Maybe say if you only want the zombies content, here's a $5 package. But even so, you're assuming that everybody's going to buy this battle pass. And 90% of your player base doesn't buy the battle pass. Nobody cares for it.
Yeah.
I'm looking right now through the Reddit boards on this, and people are saying it's just not worth it for Modern Warfare. What makes you think that Black Ops Cold War is going to have any better luck with the battle pass system?
Exactly. Yeah. I
The
mean,
only reason. Go ahead.
the only thing you really get from the Modern Warfare battle pass is like you were saying, cosmetics, skins, maybe a few weapon variants, and that's literally it.
Yeah, that's what I'm seeing here is that you get a couple of weapons variants. You get a matter of fact, they're actually advertising the new season stuff on their main website.
There is one thing that I actually somewhat kind of have to give credit to. In terms of the battle pass, what they've done in Modern Warfare is once you buy the battle pass, the more you level up, the more tiers you go up, you can actually gain the COD points from it. Which if you get to a high enough tier, it will allow you to rebuy the next season technically for free in a way. If they added that into Black Ops Cold War, I guess it wouldn't be as bad. Because
And maybe they will keep that. And if that's the case, then I will take back what I said.
Yeah.
But I'm not that hopeful.
No, exactly.
I hope they do, but I don't think they will.
If they do, then good on them, kinda.
Yeah.
Obviously,
it's still not quite free.
It's still not free, but it's not as bad as buying it every single season with your own money.
Yeah.
As you said, what, $10, and it's probably there's probably going to be 6 seasons or something, kind of like Modern Warfare. So that'd be $6
on their website.
itself.
They're saying it's on their website. They're saying it's $10, and then for Modern Warfare, you can spend another $14 to accelerate your tiers and start out instead of starting out at 1, going all the way up to tier 21.
Yeah.
So that way you unlock the first. You're spending an extra $14, so bringing your total to $24 for the season. So that way you're not starting at 0. I don't know. That seems like a bit of a cash grab type thing. But then at the same time, if you're either that lazy or like me, you have a job, you're too busy to play enough to actually get through it, then okay. I mean, it makes sense in a certain sense, but it still kind of feels like an underhanded tactic to me.
Yeah.
To be honest. So anyway.
Okay. Next point. There's only 2 points left.
I kind of already touched on that one though, on the original.
Oh yeah,
But you didn't, so
yeah. I'm actually. It makes sense that Takeo, Nikolai, those guys that voiced them. It makes sense that they're gone. They've been around for well over 10 years. And so, fair enough. But what doesn't make sense to me is Woods, Mason, they don't have the original voice actors. That
Yeah.
doesn't make sense to me. You know,
Well,
I
it comes down on that when it comes down to money.
no, I follow the guy that did Woods. I follow
Yeah.
him on YouTube. I basically I watch his stuff. He said he wanted to do it. He said he was happy to do it, but they didn't bring him on. It doesn't make any sense. I don't think I don't think it comes down to money on that. I think he was willing to do it, regardless of.
No, I think it's they weren't willing to pay him what they knew they would have to pay him.
Right.
Even I mean, yeah, I'm sure he'd have been thrilled. Look, I'll do it for whatever. But because there's a contract for that, there's royalty fees for that. I mean, if voice actors are just like regular actors, they have contracts for stuff like that. They get royalties
Yeah.
off of stuff like that. And let's be honest, the original four, the guys who played Woods and Mason, all this, I think the guy that plays Hudson's different too.
Yeah, he is.
Like all of those guys are already getting royalties from BO1 and BO2. You know,
Yeah.
and again with the original four for zombies, they're also getting royalties for BO1 through 3. So, you know, they're getting all of this stuff. And I think it comes down to Activision doesn't want to increase that, which kind of feels bullshit to me, in my opinion. But
Yeah.
I'm not the one who's actually knowing this. I'm just speculating.
Yeah.
It it I think it is money. I think it's a money thing because if they try to say it's a creative development thing, I'm gonna call complete bullshit because there's nothing creative in changing somebody's voice.
Yeah.
If I suddenly came on here with my beautiful face and you heard Samuel L. Jackson's voice, I think you'd have a bit of an objection. That is not the Great American Penis. That is the coolest black man in the world. We're okay with this.
Yeah. I don't know. I still think it sucks that he's obviously not playing the original characters. Oh, I wish he was, but um, yeah. I mean, I guess we'll get on to the last point, which I actually found this out last night, and I'm glad that I saw it because this is a big point that has it definitely annoyed me last night. I was very angry. Sony's exclusivity deal with Activision. We all saw that this was gonna happen. It happened with Modern Warfare. It's happened again. PlayStation 4 and 5 will receive Onslaught, which is a zombies mode that takes the multiplayer maps and puts it into zombies. Supposedly, there's a whole story thing behind it as well, and it's going to be a whole year until Xbox and PlayStation, no, not PlayStation, PC even. PC are going to be able to get their hands on it, which by then the next Call of Duty would have came out.
Yep.
Now, what are your opinions on it?
I see it as Sony trying to save themselves by making this deal with Activision.
Yeah.
Because Sony is fighting tooth and nail against Microsoft. Atari came out of the woodwork this year. And PC is on the rise. But per capita, there are more PC players this year than there have been in the last decade.
Yeah.
It's PC gaming is starting to become the way forward because of the fact that it has so many cross-platform versions. It's got so many things you can do. Where as long as you've got Steam or as long as you've got Epic, you've got the game and you've got it for life. You don't ever have to worry about some service canceling you.
Yeah.
You know, like even if you, for example, even with Steam, if you get banned from playing online, it doesn't stop you from buying the games. It doesn't stop you from buying the single-player games.
Right.
It doesn't even stop you from playing other games. I can buy a game, say Rocket League. I could buy Rocket League, get on there, talk a whole bunch of crap, get caught hacking, this, that, and the other, get banned from Rocket League, and then flip over and I can go play Counter Strike.
Yeah.
You know, the bans do not transfer to other games unless it's a Valve anti-cheat ban, in which case it does actually affect some other games. but most games aren't on VAX, so it doesn't really matter.
Right.
The thing is that Sony knows that PlayStation is struggling, and as much as everybody keeps saying that they want these exclusives to go away, the fact of the matter is it's never going to happen.
Right.
Not completely. Look, when I see Halo, the new Halo out on the PlayStation, I'm pretty impressed.
Yeah.
Honestly, I'm very happy to see that that's happening. At least that's what I've heard. I've heard that the Halo Infinite is supposed to be on all the major platforms. I'll be surprised if that actually pops out on Atari, but um, yeah, it's. I think it comes down to Sony knows that they're dying, and one of the few companies that they have strong enough relations with. I think Sony actually has a stake in Activision. Um, I think that's why they're doing it.
Yeah.
My opinion on it is I think it's garbage because by the time, like you said, by the time the exclusivity ends, the next COD's coming out. Nobody's going to care that it's available for PC except those of us that are here
Yeah.
and that care enough to actually buy it because you're going to have to buy it.
Yeah.
Um, and as for Xbox, I don't know that anybody will give a shit by that point either at all. I don't think they'll even bother because again, the new Call of Duty will be coming out. What's the point?
Yeah.
I could
No.
understand. I could understand a 3 month. I would disagree with it still. I could understand a 3 month,
Oh yeah,
even a
yeah, yeah.
6 month,
Yeah. I mean,
but a full year, no.
I know they've done a 30-day exclusive back. I think probably Black Ops 2,
Probably.
where I think some of the maps, like DLC maps like Mob of the Dead and stuff like that.
Yeah.
I think Xbox got it a month earlier than PlayStation, which
Something like that, yeah.
yeah, which you know what, that's not as bad. It's a month. Okay, yeah, it's still
Yep.
not ideal. But a whole year, that's taking it to a different level.
Yeah.
You know, that is 12 months you've got to wait.
It's
And
insane.
and the one thing is, that's gonna probably drive less revenue to PlayStation and Activision itself. So it doesn't make any sense on why these exclusivity deals are.
Activision maybe. It'll only help PlayStation.
Well, oh yeah, yeah.
Because there will be players that are hardcore PC players or hardcore Xbox players that will go out and buy a PS4 or PS5 just so that way they can play it.
Yeah.
That'll happen.
Yeah.
But it's for Activision. It's going to suck because there's going to be players that would pay for it on PC and Xbox that aren't willing to buy a whole other console just
Exactly.
to have access to it.
And see that's the thing, you've got to pay for the console. The console itself, I think, is like £350 or something, maybe more,
Yeah.
maybe less.
It
You've got to buy the
yeah.
you got to buy the game, which is another £60, and then the battle pass itself, on whatever is going to be however much. That's £400 plus. Just to get it, just to get it early. I'm not gonna do that, mainly because, I mean, why would I?
Yeah. Well, and I'm a hardcore PC player. I'm not buying a console at all.
Yeah, no, exactly.
Yeah, I think that it's stupid. I don't think it's worth it. I really don't. And I think, like you've already said, I think Activision shot themselves in the foot with this one.
Yeah,
A month, like a month, 3 months, 6 months, yeah, painful, but fine.
yeah,
A year
a
at that
whole
point,
year.
you're shooting yourself in the foot. Yeah,
Exactly.
it's
Yeah,
just it makes no sense because
yeah,
the next Call of Duty will be coming out by the time that happens. Who's going to care about Onslaught?
exactly.
I mean, yeah, you'll have some, but most people aren't going to bother because at that point, the game will be dying.
Yeah. Well, that's just, it's a big shame, but that's the reality nowadays. That is every single point. Do you have anything you would like to add?
Well, there was a question from Velocity.
Okay.
He asked what the reaction to the new Zombies trailer and the new crew. We've already talked about the new Zombies trailer. As for the new crew, I wanted to bring up something here. I was reviewing the Zombies trailer, the actual game trailer
Yep.
this morning. Um, and I'm not 100% certain, but it sounds like Sam might actually be a playable character. Now, I don't know that, but there is one point where it sounds like it's Sam being told to it's seemingly secure an area, and it sounds like it's her voice that responds with Roger moving. So I'm wondering if Sam is going to be one of them. Now, as for the rest of the new crew, I mean, we know, uh, we don't really know who the new characters are going to be yet. As far as I've seen, I haven't actually seen character reveals yet.
Right.
Um, so I don't really know. Now, if you mean the development crew, I have no opinion on them because they're all brand new, and admittedly, it's understandable because the people who came up with 4 were such garbage. They didn't come up with a good game at all there. So I can't really speak on the new development crew if that's what you meant, but I am cautiously optimistic about the upcoming playable characters, especially if Sam's going to be one of them because she is so intrinsic to the zombies lore.
Yeah.
I will say that's something that I would think is really cool to see her actually as a playable character,
You
or
also
even just a peripheral character.
you also have Edward Richtofen as well, which is
Yep,
Richtofen's
he's
son.
yep,
He's I think potentially gonna be either a playable character or he's gonna be a storyline character nonetheless. But I'm
yep,
pretty sure he is tied into Black Ops Cold War Zombies. Supposedly there's this thing called the Dark Aether, which is like the Aether storyline, but it's supposedly gonna have Edward and Samantha in, and there's gonna be telling, probably a similar story to what the original 4 did, but we'll have to see really.
yeah. I To answer your question, Velocity, I'm cautiously optimistic. And thanks for the question, man.
Okay, thank you to everyone that has listened to this podcast, whether you're on YouTube or Spotify. I massively appreciate it. If you are over on the YouTube, please do leave a like, go subscribe, go check out Xavier. His links will be in the description. Thank you to everyone that listened, and yeah, have a good day. Peace out.
Have a good one, guys.